We're going to switch gears to USA Fencing site selection policy. You're the chair of USA Fencing. You should be familiar. Mr. Lefelt, what does abortion have to do with fencing?
Congresswoman.
She makes no sense. You do not have to make sense in return. You could just take the mic and be like, everything.
Here, under a duly issued subpoena to answer questions at today's hearing after refusing to appear voluntarily. I now recognize myself for 5 minutes for the purpose of asking questions. No one is here today to harm transgenders. We are here to defend girls and women, and we are here to...
Classic MTG bit. I would just be like, wow, this fascist is talking a lot. I wouldn't be like, well, that seems like someone we should align with. Hey, does anyone have any updates on Marjorie Taylor Greene? Did she do what she said she was going to do and bring all of Jink's proposals directly to President Trump and stop the war? Did that happen yet? Or is that happening tomorrow? Or maybe the next day? I don't know. Jank, he doesn't seem like he's going to listen to us. Doesn't seem like he actually cares. I don't know what to say.
Defend Title IX and to uphold President Trump's executive order that all biological males stay out of girls' and women's sports. Here displayed behind me is the post that Mr. Lefelt put up. Mr. Lefelt came in here today saying that this is...
Is it big enough? Do you make it bigger? Because I noticed the cameraman had to zoom out to fit it in the shot.
It's game day. You're right, Mr. Lefelt.
His head is bigger than hers. He's got like, you know, the big head mode on NBA Jam going on.
This is game day. Under the Ted Stevens Act, USA Fencing and other national governing bodies that are authorized to oversee individual sports on a national level have a certain obligation. One such duty is to provide support and encouragement for participation by women, where separate programs for male and female athletes are conducted on a national basis. Another statutory duty is to promote a safe environment in sports that is free from abuse of any amateur athlete, including emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. Mr. Lefelt, as the board...
Yeah, I know this is like a hearing for a very specific thing. I don't see her really focusing on ending all the wars like, you know, she told Jink she wants to do. I mean, you could say it could be because she profits from war. She's actually got stocks in weapons manufacturers, so she's a literal war profiteer. That certainly does propose a conflict of interest right there. The second thing is she seems, once again, fixated on fascistic attacking LGBTQ plus people for my entire personality shit. Like, that's basically all she ever does.
Chair of USA Fencing, surely you are aware of these legal requirements. That means you...
One moment, a point of order, please,
you're not.
Madam Chair, I have a point of order. The document that you have up behind you is a misrepresentation of the actual post. It appears that you're trying to misrepresent a witness here who you use subpoena powers against.
This is not, Miss Stansbury. Miss Stansbury, this is not a point of order.
Actual picture.
Miss Stansbury, you're not recognized. Miss Stansbury, you're not recognized. Miss Stansbury, you are not.
The gavel cannot save you now. Oh, Marge. Damn. Yeah, did you not know the internet never forgets? You can't do that. You can't do that lo-fi, especially, right? Because right now, maybe if she had access to like a giant, say, like screen, and she had an iPad in front of her, she'd go down like the whole rabbit hole. Like, this is not fake news, all right? I know you're saying that that's the actual picture, and mine is doctored to look like the middle finger. That is not true. If I go to my source here, RT.com, it says specifically that this is the real photo. I believe even the president of the United States has acknowledged that this is the photo in question. You cannot do that. But when you're just sitting there and you've just got like, you know, a still printout of the internet behind you, magnificently large as it may be, you know, you certainly went for size above all. The larger it is doesn't basically confirm its reality, unfortunately. No matter how, you could make it the size of the entire building next time. Wrap the building in an image.
Madam
Recognize.
Chairwoman.
You are not. This is not a point of order, Ms. Stansbury. This is not a point of order.
misrepresenting what the committee does. You are
More gavel.
misrepresenting the
Stansbury.
witnesses. You are misrepresenting policy. You are misrepresenting.
Ms. Stansbury, you're
Well, hold on. All right, when it was very large, maybe I'll be able to get the. Okay, I can see the URL. It's Instagram, the fencing coach. All right, let's do our own research. Instagram.com, the fencing coach. Oh, but it was a story. The story might be gone by now. Let's see. The account has been privatized. I wonder why. Ugh.
support and encouragement for participants.
It appears that you're trying to misrepresent a witness here who you use subpoena powers against.
This is not, Ms.
This is-
Stansbury. Ms. Stansbury, this is not a point of order.
The actual picture.
Ms. Stansbury.
that she is-
Oh, it is in the news. All right. Marjorie Taylor Greene called out for misrepresenting photo of a witness in a committee hearing. People are cringing at the moment Marjorie Taylor Greene was called out in a Doge subcommittee hearing for misrepresenting a photo of a witness. USA fencing chairman Damien Leffield posting a selfie on Instagram in which he appeared to be holding up his middle finger in the building of a hearing on keeping men out of women's sports. Leffield had since shown the full photo of him holding up a peace sign, which had been cropped out of the Instagram story. Representative Melanie Stansbury called out MTG in a meeting claiming it was misrepresenting the witness. Oh, wow. It's even worse than, like, you didn't even do or go through the trouble of doctoring the photo. All they did was crop it right here just to make it look as if that's the middle finger. It's so lazy. What corner, like what random Twitter account did she pull this one from as reality and felt confident enough to print out a fucking basketball court sized photo of the dude?
And an all-out competition?
No.
No, ma'am.
Wait, are they holding up the other one beside her?
Ms. Stansbury, you're not
Stand
recognized.
and
Ms.
put on
Stansbury,
the
you're not
board behind
recognized. Ms. Stansbury, you are not
Madam
recognized.
Chairwoman.
You are not. This is not a
misrepresenting the
point of
truth.
order, Ms.
You
Stansbury.
are
This is not a point of order.
misrepresenting what the committee does. You are misrepresenting the
Stansbury.
witnesses. You are misrepresenting policy. You are misrepresenting.
Ms. Stansbury, you're not
Miss
recognized.
Stansbury.
You're not recognized. That's
Did you
not a
hear
point
the
of order.
gavel?
You're abusing the rules. of this
Stansbury, the
committee.
gavel.
This is the post of Mr. Leifelt that he posted himself on his own social media,
did.
and that's exactly why we have it
Yes.
displayed here today, because Mr. Leifelt believes that he.
All right. Look, activism takes many forms, all right? And I don't care how you're going to do your direct actions or your protests going forward. Let's go for diversity of tactics, all right? And this one, this is delightful. Yes, stand up and then walk beside her on live television and hold up the real photo that's not cropped so everyone can see the truth for themselves. This is his photo. This is the actual picture. It has not been doctored, but it has been cropped quite a bit.
He can take away the opportunities for women to compete in USA fencing, and he thinks this is game day to defend biological men. Now,
My God.
we're going to return to my time as chair of this committee.
I reclaim my time so I can continue to have you stare at my monstrously huge crop photo.
Turner, refusing to compete against
still
a man
holding it up.
cost you a 12-month probation. Did
Get
you
it closer.
feel you were in a
Yes.
safe environment?
Yes, it's in frame. Well done, comrades. Good job. Good job. Good activists. I mean, this is the world we live in now. You know, the post-truth age, where people are going to sit there and not only lie, but continue to lie, even if they are proven wrong. And then they're going to be like, excuse me, I have the gavel, okay, I have the conch, I get to control who says what on the island. You're like, no, but like, you're just lying. You're lying. The real photo's right here.
From abuse when you were told you must compete against a man in an all-out competition? No, that wasn't free from emotion.
Shit, to answer that with the fucking... Oh, the photo right there. I love it. Bravo. You're right. This is great.
emotional abuse. Ms. McNabb, when a biological man spiked a ball into your head, were you free from physical or emotional abuse?
I was not.
Ms. McNabb, did you feel you were placed in a safe environment when you faced a biological...
And she had to pivot immediately, eh? Just like instantaneously, like, all right, well, you have no authority. You don't have the floor. I have the floor. And now, because I have the floor, you're not allowed to say anything. Someone says this is a better angle.
Displayed behind me is the post that Mr. Lefelt put up. Mr. Lefelt came in here today saying that this is game day. You're right, Mr. Lefelt. This is game day.
I have a point of order. The document that you have up behind you is a misrepresentation of the actual post. It appears that you're trying to misrepresent a witness here who you use subpoena powers against.
This is not, Miss Stansbury. Miss Stansbury, this is not a point of order.
The actual picture.
Miss Stansbury, you're not recognized. Miss Stansbury, you're not recognized. Miss Stansbury, you are not recognized.
Madam Chairwoman.
You are not. This is not a point of order, Miss Stansbury. This is not a point of order.
What this committee does. You are misrepresenting the witnesses. You are misrepresenting policy.
Stansbury. And then, yeah, she immediately pivots to, all right, I have a witness before my very eyes. This person was maliciously attacked because of trans people. This isn't about vilifying trans people. Oh, she eventually questions him. I want to see that.
Congresswoman, thank you for your question. There was a study that was published in 2010 regarding the safety of sports in the Olympic movement. There were 51 sports that were assessed as part of that study.
That's a yes or no question, Mr. Lefelt. Do you? Is that your perception? You're sitting next to a young woman who received a brain injury from a biological male. Is it safe to compete against biological males? Yes or no, Mr. Lefelt?
What happened to Miss...
All this, by the way, this is why when, you know, Cenk is bringing on Marjorie Taylor Greene or anyone else is trying to normalize her shit, like Glenn Greenwald, for example, it is so fucking insidious. Because this is the reality of the work that she actually does. This is what she uses her time as a politician, again, to go after vulnerable community members who are already having a really hard time under the Trump administration and make their lives harder. This is what she does. So what a waste of your fucking time, not to mention incredibly dangerous work, trying to normalize her and be like, oh, no, she's not actually this massive bigot like everyone says. She just wants to end war. She's like, yeah, she's a nationalist and a Christian, yeah, but like, you know, unlike the other Christian nationalists, she's not as vile and reprehensible and trying to really, you know, exterminate all trans people. She really cares about ending the wars. That's what this is ultimately about. No, this is what she's about. This is what she does with her time. I reclaim my time. Yeah. What do you say about the biological males that have given permanent brain damage to women? Do you approve of that? Did you approve of it when you gave the middle finger? I know this picture is real. I saw your Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Bonus Chico. Oh, look at him all coiled up and enjoying himself. Yeah, resting, sleeping.
Mr. Lefelt, do you think forcing a woman to change in front of a man in a locker room is abusive? Yes or no?
Congresswoman, I'm not sure I
Do you
follow the
want your
question.
daughter to change in front of biological men in locker rooms?
I feel like you are projecting some shit here, Marge. What's going on? Why are you bringing this up is kind of like a valid... I don't know. Once again, y'all are weird. You know? Y'all are weird. You're all in the upside down. All these far-right extremists have got this twisted worldview, unscientific, you know, not based in reality, where you have to be like, I don't want to have men in women's bathrooms. Yep. That's actually what our position has been this entire time. And that, you know, trans men are men, trans women are women, and they should be treated as such. And as a result of that, we shouldn't be putting them in the wrong bathrooms. That's our position. Now, because you got that wrong, see, because they're biological females and biological males, and they shouldn't be going into the opposite bathrooms. All right. Again, like... Marjorie Taylor Greene, did you think it is appropriate for Buck Angel to be going into the women's washrooms, you know, when you actually see what trans men look like at that moment in time? It's suddenly, no, that's not fair, okay, because I'm talking about biological males going into biological females' bathrooms.
Yes or no?
My daughter isn't really something that should be part of this hearing,
I'm gonna.
respectfully.
If you're not a quick
Your MTG sounds like Forrest Gump. Thank you. That's exactly what I was going
no
for.
on that, we're going to take that as a no. We're going to switch gears to USA Fencing Site Selection Policy. You're the chair of USA Fencing. You should be familiar. Mr. Lefelt, what does abortion have to do with fencing?
Congresswoman.
she makes no sense. You do not have to make sense in return. You could just take the mic and be like, everything. It's everything. It is the core of fencing. We've told you of the core.
Congresswoman that allowed for more flexibility at the
What,
city
to
level.
get an abortion while you're at fencing competitions? I
And
don't
it
think
also
so.
allowed for better convenience.
And by the way, if you're like, why does this entire waste of time exist in American politics? And the answer is quite simple. This is all that her constituents have been fooled into thinking she needs to do to win their loyalty, that she's representing them, that she's actually fighting on their behalf. Because again, if you spend half of your time going on right-wing podcasts, YouTubers, circuits, streamers, and just sitting there the entire time talking about abortions are bad, and then this is satanic and biological men, biological females, then they think in their minds, these are real issues concerning me. Please, you need to fight on my behalf. I'm so happy I have a representative in Congress who's trying to attack and destroy the woke. Now, all of this, all it serves is, again, to keep marginalized people further marginalized. That's it. It's not going to help your day. It's not going to get you a raise. It's not going to get you your wife back. It's not going to get you more friends. It's not going to get you into a relationship. It's not going to make you pay lower taxes. It's not going to get you more benefits. It's not going to get you higher education. It's not going to get you lower grocery prices, cheaper gas. It's not going to get you housing. It's not going to get you fuck all. You get nothing from this outside of the fact that you have been brainwashed to believe that this is effectively something. Like, oh, she fought the woke. Yeah, she brought on the fencing guy, and then when he was like unwilling to answer about the abortion, I started talking to him about the biological females and the biological males. I got representation. And so the cycle continues. And then she can go on to shows, including the Home of Progressives for some reason, and talk about, like, yeah, that she's fighting for the American people, that she's upholding your interests. When she is wasting, I hope you realize this, hundreds of thousands of dollars, not just in her salary, everyone in this room's salary. This whole event that is taking place, this fucking circus you see before you, this costs you, the taxpayers, hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars so she can sit there, waste everyone's time, and make vulnerable people's lives harder. And that's all this is. And then on the other end, you have to sit there and be like, well, I mean, yeah, but I'm really more scared about the woke and the virus spreading and the DEI and CRT and what are the other things? Immigrants and the immigrants. And I got to care about this shit. What does this get anyone? How does this improve your lives? Is this going to hold your fucking bullshit ass boss to account as he steals your wages and doesn't pay you overtime and continues to do more contract work and fucking replace your jobs with AI and machinery and outsourcing to other countries? All that shit refuses your unionization efforts, crushes them, replaces workers with scabs, fucking pays you shit all, and rakes in millions, gets richer and richer, buys his sixth fucking home, owns 12 Bugattis, and then at the end of the day, you're mad at trans kids. You're mad at the coach of the fencing team for not adequately addressing the abortion issue. That's what you're going to sit there and be angry about, and then be happy that someone is voicing your opinion, representing you in a congressional hearing while lying and putting up cropped photos of individuals to make it look like they're doing a fucking middle finger when this was the peace sign, and then legitimately stand there and this is your representative, and you have to be like, yep, that's who has my interest at heart. She deserves hundreds of thousands of dollars more, by the way, in the amount of money that she makes, both in the defense contract stocks that she owns, as well as numerous other stocks. And also, by the way, you should know, if you look at her stocks and what her and her husband, well, ex-husband now, were investing in, a lot of it actually, in times, can be against her own beliefs, such as woke brands, companies, and corporations all of a sudden. She's fine making money off. She can tell you, boycott. You got to boycott all day. Get rid of that Bud Light. That shit is trans juice. We will not pay. Meanwhile, she can have investments in companies that absolutely do support LGBTQ plus rights and stuff like that, at least publicly as part of their front-facing initiatives. So she does not care. She does not care about the very issues she pretends to care about. She'll profit off them. She doesn't care about ending wars because, again, she profits off the fucking weapons manufacturers of the United States who continue to sell bombs to Israel so they can mass slaughter children, but then go on fucking TYT and be like, oh, well, I think that this is important because I want to end wars, and that's what the right wants. That's the MAGA movement. And we want to end Ukraine. We must conquer Ukraine. We must make sure that Ukraine becomes part of Greater Russia for the good of all Americans by ending the wars. And you're like, well, goddamn. Yeah, that's what this is all about.
So
I finally woke up Chico by doing enough Marjorie Taylor Greene. Was that too much? Yeah? No, I understand. She's like, Dad, stop. No more Forrest Gump.
More convenience to Planned Parenthood centers. Mr. Liefeld, why does USA Fencing states abortion policy?
More money to Planned Parenthood centers? What the fuck is she talking about? I'm sorry. What does the fencing team have to do with abortion? I'm so lost right now. After Roe fell, abortion laws by state. I have more props. Do we have a larger version of the map so I can put that up there?
And LGBTQ policies in its site selection process to determine where tournaments are held. That's part of your site selection process. Is
not one, but two. What's behind door number 2? Look at this. LGBTQ plus equality by state. Didn't you start this whole thing by saying that like you weren't going to viciously attack trans people? Sorry, the transgenderisms. Yeah, but this is not about us going after the transgenderism. This is about us saying what is right and what is good and what is just. Like, what a fucking waste of money. Look at this circus. Look at this. This is what your tax dollars are wasted on right now. Again, because your pundit class has brainwashed you into thinking that this is something, that there's something here. This will improve my lives somewhat. I don't know how, but somehow making trans kids' lives scarier when they're already really scary under Trump is going to make my own personal life better. How? I do not know. It has not been explained to me yet how we get there, how there are greener pastures on the other side, but I gotta keep fighting for it. And one day, if enough trans kids are afraid, maybe I will get my wife back. I have to believe she's coming back to me.
Availability and states and cities that are friendly to LGBTQ policy.
The fact that politics are even a part of this process, that it should be between a doctor and a patient, I know. And again, she does not give 2 fucks about ending war, about standing up for Palestine. Jink, how disgusting and irresponsible of you to have platformed her. And then what, fucking next week, and she's gonna go to Washington. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene will go back to Washington with our message. And that's why it's important for us to reach out to individuals like this. I mean, at the end of the day, can you really accuse me of not fighting on the behalf of a cause that I believe in by stating that this person has our values, our shared values? Yes, fucking yes. What not only an enormous waste of time, but a dangerous pacification of a Nazi. Fuck this Nazi. Do not platform her for anything other than to call her a Nazi to her face and ridicule this shit. What a waste of everyone's life. All she does is go after queer kids. That's it. She offers you nothing to distract you all, while she profits handsomely from the stock she invests in things that she's supposed to care about. You care about anti-war? Well, I like defense contract stocks. I care about vilifying LGBTQ plus people, but I'll put money in woke companies that make me bank because I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
How is that part of USA Fencing?
Congresswoman, we try to have tournaments in sites that are safe for all of our members.
What a joke. I can't believe this.
So you don't think red states are safe?
Still, she needs balloons with the pictures of this guy's face on them and the fake middle finger just rising behind her at the same time. Unleash the pigeon carriers, deliver the messages, have them rain upon everyone in this council so they can see how much LGBTQ plus equality by state also correlates with the abortions. These are the like, oh wait, I've heard causation does not equal, but wait, look at this. Look at the colors are kind of lining up, not perfectly, grant you, and not actually universally. I'm sorry, Marge. These pictures are not even the same. You're not even making the fake point you think you're making right now. She's not even doing that. You don't get the bare minimum fear-mongering. Look at how many states are not flipped on the other side. There's an entire coastal elite going down here. What's going on?
For fencing athletes,
red states are absolutely.
She stayed in the lines, though. True. Yeah, I mean, she can thank her coloring book expertise here.
We regularly host tournaments there, including Texas, Ohio,
No,
Missouri.
your site selection policies are based on abortion availability and LGBT.
She had to say it out loud. Did you not have enough props? Was the core members of your audience not going to be thrilled? Whoa! No shit, she went there. Look, she's holding up the signs and saying same thing. Correlation does equal causation. Look at number 1 and number 2. Abortion. Queer folk. Abortion.
LGBTQ availability, not on.
And
on
now they go
fencing,
together.
Not on your sport.
They
Now,
have
let's
fused
go
together like a
little bit
super,
further with this.
I believe,
Madam Chairwoman, your time has expired.
Jane.
You're not
yeah,
recognized, Ms.
or
Crockett.
Saiyan, as kids
Mr.
call
Littfeld,
them.
you wrote
It's a fusion.
blog post where you said that one day your daughter.
Madam
might
Chair, on a point of
compete-
order.
This is my time, and I'm the chair. of the
No, that was your
my
time.
time.
Your time is over, and now we're asking, are we?
The chair has discretion to assign time,
I've
and
lost
you know
time.
it, sir.
I have lost
As long as
time.
we have that understanding, that's fine.
I've lost time.
I
for all-
yield 2.5 minutes to the chair lady.
Ah, what a circus. You know what I feel? Maybe American politics, deep down, they still long for Britain. Their old fucking monarchy. And they don't want to be just as intense as a parliamentary system, gavels and all. She's going to be saying, order, point of order.
Mr. Littfeld, you wrote a blog post where you said
Order.
that one day your daughter might compete against a transgender woman, a biological man. You
You are obsessed. Like, Jesus Christ. You have one of two lanes. Abortion, trans people. Abortion, but then trans people, but then more trans people, but then abortion. And then Christ is King, our Lord, but not trans Christ. Nah, he's an abortion.
said that if she did, you might win or she might lose. But whatever the result, you hope she doesn't care about the outcome, because the important thing is that both she and her opponent enjoy the match. That's what you wrote in your little trans manifesto. That you came here today to win, and you came here today to defeat women.
I would honestly answer this question. I came here today confused, and I remain so. Madam, I have no earthly idea what you are saying. Yes, it is correct that you are speaking English and you are forming sentences, but they do not make any earthly sense. This, again, is indiscernible gibberish, and I remain as confused now as I did prior to entering the subcommittee.
In their own sport. So as you stand here before this committee today, you are a man that would tell your daughter to lose and enjoy it to a biological man.
So epic that she was granted an extra 2.5 minutes by obviously another right-winger on the council. Yeah, I would like to give her my 2.5 minutes so she can continue the circus.
My time has expired, and with that, I recognize Ms. Stansbury to defend all the trans.
Oh, America, was it worth it? You got it, good job. Oh, my buttons aren't working. Oh, there we go. Nice.
It's over 9,000!
Money well spent. How much was this in, just say, what does it calculate? Maybe I could throw this into ChatGPT one day. How much for the yearly salary broken down by the minute would this work out to in terms of the tax dollars spent to make this entire thing take place there for apparently big trans? I know you're trying to defend your trans agenda.
Don't let this happen to you. Go to serfscoffee.com to order the only end-to-end owned indigenous coffee company that delivers blood-free, conflict-free, and cruelty-free beans right to your door. 0% of people who drink serfscoffee.com have exploded spontaneously. By ordering right now, you get 10% off plus free shipping, and it's the best way to enjoy delicious coffee while not exploding. That's serfscoffee.com, serfscoffee.com.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This video wouldn't be at all possible without the financial support of all the people whose names you see on the screen right now. And if you want to unlock secret bonus episodes, content that we can't post anywhere else, or get the videos early before anyone else gets to see them, please go on to patreon.com/theserfs. For as little as $1, you can help support this channel and help make more videos like this possible. Our executive producers are Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Garrett Sandoval, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Boehm, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Tigwig, Trav, and Words Greenwood. And also, it wouldn't be possible without all the names you see on the screen right now. Again, if you want to help produce this content, it's only made possible through the funding of our patrons. Head on down to patreon.com/theserfs. That's patreon.com/